Hey everyone! Now today's recipe is going to be my much anticipated salted caramel chocolate brownies. Yes, they taste as good as they sound because they are so naughty, but so nice, and they make a perfect present, especially as Valentine's Day is looming. It's close, it's a couple of weeks away, so maybe you got yourself a hot date. Or maybe you're just going to be hanging out with friends. Either way, these brownies are going to go down a treat. So I hope you really enjoy this recipe. First up, we're going to make the caramel. Now for the caramel, I have about 1/3 of a cup of white sugar going into a saucepan. There's only a few ingredients here. So sugar, pour it into your saucepan. You're going to heat it gently, spread it out evenly. The trick is here, you want to make sure that the sugar kind of melts at the same rate, and you don't want to be stirring it too much. Right, I've taken it off the heat as it's lovely and golden. Now I'm going to pour in some cream. That's going to stop it from continuing to cook. About 10 grams or a big blob of butter going in. Mix that in now. Now, last ingredient, because this is salted caramel, is a good pinch of sea salt. Now we'll pour this into a bowl and leave it to cool down. Now you can have a taste of it now if you want. See if it's like salty enough for you. It's hot. Nothing like, oh my god, caramel. Can't even talk. Excuse me. I'm gonna actually add a little bit more salt. I like mine a bit more salty. So I'm just gonna sprinkle that on top of my caramel. Leave that to mix in. Obviously, always good to use sea salt. If you've got the big granules, that's good. I can't even talk so much. I'm like dribbling almost. It's so yummy. Okay, to continue, we leave this to cool down now and don't eat it, okay? Don't eat it all up. Leave that to cool while we make the brownie. Now for the chocolate brownie mixture. Get yourself a large saucepan, put it onto a low heat, and we're going to add butter. That was 185 grams worth of butter. I will put all the conversions up on my website as well, so you can have the cups, the grams, whatever you want. So butter is going in, that's 185 grams, about a cup. 200 grams of dark chocolate going in. I should probably break it up. Break it up into small cubes. Just go along. We'll just chuck it all in, like I'm doing. Now, sugar, I've got a mixture of brown sugar and white sugar, 3/4 of a cup of each, it's about 150 grams of each. That's going to go in as well. Now, we're just going to wait for these to melt together and then we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. Now, I'm holding the camera, as you can obviously tell, it's wobbly, but I just want to be able to, you know, teach you in the right way so you can see what I see. You're like my eyes. Alright, so just do this real slowly and wait for it to all melt together. As soon as it's melted and all the sugar is melted, you can take it off the heat. Now for the next ingredients, I've got 1/2 cup of plain flour and I've got 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. So you can just sprinkle those all on top. Chuck it in there. This isn't something that actually needs to rise, so you can just give it a good mix in. Now we're going to add 3 large eggs, one at a time. Put one in, give it a good mix. Now just keep stirring until the mixture goes quite silky. So give it a good beat together. Lastly, I'm going to add some extra dark chocolate that I've just chopped up. Or if you can buy chocolate chips, that's fine. Just put it in. Now, this is the stage where, you know, if you wanted to add extra bits, then you can. Things like nuts are really nice. You can even put dried fruit in if you want, or ooh, I don't know, marshmallows. Knock yourself out. You know, get creative. Right, I mix those in. And now we're going to pour this into a baking tray. Now we get your caramel. If it's gone hard, you can just pop it onto a bowl of hot water to kind of soften it a bit, but it's okay if it's like that. Now I'm adding even a couple of extra chunks of sea salt. I like the actual chunky bits of sea salt, the flakes, because when you're eating this really ridiculously sweet brownie, to have like that little chunk of savoury, it's so nice. So literally get your caramel. Mine's starting to go a little bit hard, but anyway, it's fine. We're going to dot it around. We're going to dot it around and then we'll swirl it in. Just pop literally dollops of it all over. I've just popped mine in the microwave literally for a second because it was getting too hard. And you want to be able to swirl it really. Okay. Right. And swirl this around. You can just use a sharp knife to make pretty patterns in the brownie. Alright, and now this can go in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes is all it needs, because it still wants to be nice and gooey on the inside. And that's at temperatures 180, which is about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'll be back very soon. Now that is what it should look like once it's ready. I'm going to poke it for you so you know. Now if the skewer still comes out with something on, that's actually fine, because you want the brownie to be slightly chewy. It doesn't have to be dry. And can you see all the caramel in there still bubbling away? It's like a volcanic brownie, oozing with caramel with little bursts of saltiness, waiting for me to eat it. Oh my goodness. That is a brownie and a half. I think I'm drooling too much to talk, but the brownie is really soft and squidgy, which is how I like it. And the caramel with the salt in it just adds that extra smoothness, creaminess, and then you get like a little burst of savoury with the salty. And you know, the two, the salt and the sweet, the marriage, it's like a marriage made in heaven. And who knows, maybe one of you is going to make this for your date, perhaps Valentine's Day night, and then you're going to end up getting married. Wouldn't that be amazing? That would, and you have to tell me, you know, if that does happen. I hope you all really enjoyed this recipe. Please leave me your comments, and if you haven't, subscribe. I'm going to be doing new recipes every week, just as yummy as this one. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you, and thank you so much for watching.